So, what if the secret to getting rich wasn't really about money at all, but about how you think? Back in 1937, a guy named Napoleon Hill published a book that was the result of over 20 years of research. He got inside the minds of the world's most successful people. The book is, of course, Think and Grow Rich. And today, we're going to crack it open and unpack the powerful and honestly surprisingly simple ideas that have made countless millionaires.
Look, this isn't just some self-help book, it's a whole philosophy. Hill got this incredible assignment from the industrialist Andrew Carnegie, who told him to spend 2 decades studying the most successful people of the era. And we're talking over 500 titans like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and John D. Rockefeller to figure out what they all had in common. What was their secret sauce for success?
Carnegie was convinced this formula was so powerful it could completely change the world if it was taught in schools. Now, Hill hints at this secret over 100 times in the book, but here's the catch. He never actually names it. It's a secret that's hidden in plain sight, just waiting for the people who are really ready to see it. So you ready? Let's see if we can find it together.
All right, so where do we even begin? According to Hill, every single great achievement, without exception, starts with one thing: a burning desire. And trust me, there's no better story to illustrate this than the one about a man named Edwin C. Barnes.
So this guy, Barnes, he shows up at Thomas Edison's laboratory with basically the clothes on his back, no money, no connections, and in Edison's own words, he looked like a common tramp. But he had something way more valuable than money, a single, all-consuming idea that he just couldn't shake.
And here's where it gets really important. Barnes didn't just want a job working for Edison. No, his definite, unshakable goal was to go into business with him. See the difference? It wasn't a wish, it wasn't a hope. For him, it was a non-negotiable outcome that he had already decided was going to happen.
And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? A wish is weak, it's passive. But a burning desire? That's an obsession. It's when you want something so badly that you metaphorically burn all the bridges behind you. You give yourself no possible way to retreat. It's win or perish. That was the mindset Barnes walked in with.
Okay, so you've got this fire burning inside you. Awesome. But now what? A desire by itself isn't enough. You need a way to transport it from your head into the real world. So how do you turn that intense, intangible fire into, actual tangible results? Well, Hill lays out a surprisingly practical 6-step formula to do just that.
The big theme here, if you haven't noticed, is definiteness. Not a lot of money, but the exact amount. Not someday, but a definite date. You write it all down, make a plan, and then, and this is the key part, you read it out loud twice a day, morning and night. Now, this isn't some magic spell. It's a psychological tool. You're literally programming your subconscious mind, training it to believe you already have what you're aiming for. So you have the desire. You've got the plan. You're all set, right? Well, not quite. Because what happens when you hit that first wall? And believe me, you will hit a wall. This is where most people just give up. And it's exactly where 2 critical things come into play: persistence and faith. Hill tells this incredible cautionary tale about a man named R.U. Darby. During the gold rush, his uncle struck gold. They were mining away, but then the vein of gold just disappeared. They drilled and drilled, found nothing, and finally they just gave up. They sold all their equipment to a junk man for a few $100 and went home. They quit.
But the junk man, he was a little smarter. He brought in a mining engineer who took a look around. And what did he find? He found that the gold vein was just 3 feet from where Darby's uncle had stopped digging. 3 feet! Can you imagine? Darby never forgot that lesson. He went on to become a mega successful insurance salesman because he swore he'd never again stop just because someone said no. He understood it was just temporary defeat.
And this wasn't a one-off thing. Hill interviewed over 500 of the world's most successful people, and they all told him the same story. Their biggest breakthrough came right after what felt like their biggest failure. Failure, Hill says, is a trickster. It has this nasty habit of tripping you up when success is literally right around the corner. Persistence is how you beat it. So what keeps you going? What fuels that persistence? It's faith. But when Hill talks about faith, he's not talking about blind hope or wishful thinking. He means an absolute, unshakable conviction that you can and will achieve your goal. And here's the mind-blowing part. He argues that this faith isn't something you're born with. It's something you can develop by deliberately feeding positive instructions to your subconscious mind over and over again. And this brings us right to the engine that drives this entire process, mastering your own thoughts. Desire, faith, persistence. These are all states of mind. And the good news is, you are in control of them.
The book asks this incredible question, and Hill's answer is a definite yes. Why? Because we have the power right now to control our own thoughts. He says our brain literally becomes magnetized with whatever our dominant thoughts are. It starts attracting the people, the situations, and the circumstances that are in harmony with those thoughts.
So how do you control this mental magnet? Well, the control panel, the operating system for your mind, is what Hill calls auto-suggestion. It sounds fancy, but it's really simple. It's the process of voluntarily feeding your mind the thoughts you want it to focus on. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue, it just accepts whatever you give it, whether that's a program for failure or a program for success. You control the input.
And this is really the heart of it all. Your inner world, your belief system literally creates your outer reality. Your thoughts, when you mix them with powerful emotion and faith, they start to transform into their physical equivalent. At the end of the day, it's not always the strongest or the fastest who wins. Sooner or later, the winner is the person who is absolutely convinced that they can.
So, after all this, what is it? What's the big secret Andrew Carnegie was talking about? Well, it's not a single magic word. It's not a secret handshake. The secret is the powerful combination of all of these principles working together in perfect harmony.
It's this incredible cocktail. First, you need a desire so intense it becomes your magnificent obsession. Then, you fuel that desire with an unwavering faith that you will achieve it. And finally, you drive it all into reality through relentless, persistent action and by constantly conditioning your own mind. That's the formula. And this is the profound truth that just changes how you see the world. Every skyscraper, every smartphone, every great company, every single fortune ever built. It all started as nothing more than an intangible little spark of a thought inside a human mind. It all begins with an idea. The principles themselves are actually pretty simple. The hard part? Mastering your own mind. That's the toughest job there is. The secret was never really a secret at all. It's a blueprint that's been hiding in plain sight. So the only real question left is, what idea will you choose to bring to life?